towards the top 8, and Cloud9 looking to hamstring them further. Dust 2, what a perplexing map to be descending into in an elimination game, and of course now one away from elimination for Cloud9. Looks like the fist bumps are in. Any final thoughts, Chatty?
No, I just think we need to let the Counter-Strike do the talking here, Alex. Both teams with star-studded players.
Let's go ahead and jump straight in then. None other than Vince and Moses to guide you through what could be the last map for Cloud9.
It could be, but how would you ever tell? That match was insanity, a back and forth affair on Cash. And here we are on Dust 2. Rush gonna push up early. So is Keo. Aggression from the CT side, and Rain's being cautious. Flashbang comes out. They want to swing out wide to take these fights. They've got the early advantage. Keo's forced back. He might be compelled to help protect Rush, but for now, Cloud9 have weathered the storm.
Oh, and they've actually turned it back around in FaZe's face, quite literally. With the USP round of Flusher connecting, but Nico's going to counter-up with one of his own. And now they're going to make a move across onto the A side, taking quite a bit of damage through the smoke, but Nico's going to get himself a second. Bomb now traversing onto the side, going to get planted. There is a rotation from Zels this round from the T-spawn, which could catch Adren unawares, but the damage is being inflicted so heavily across the Cloud9. If they go for this boost, it may end up costing them dearly, as there are a multitude of players on the side. Here comes Adren from the side. He's going to get two, and now the flanker of Celsius has been found, but still lands the headshot. This is the point where his life should become forfeit, as he makes a move across to the A side through Car. FaZe is going to know exactly where he is. He's making a lot of noise on his approach. Double peek should come in. This round should be pretty much tied up, but Rain actually just does it one-on-one. Adren sits there and waits.
Yeah, I mean, Adren's just playing the bomb. At that point, with that late in the time, even if he wins that battle, he still has to hop on the defuse and spend all that time to defuse the bomb. So Adren just saying, I'm going to play for the bomb. Don't give him a chance to get some kind of incredible double headshot and then just straight up win the round, steal it away from you. It's a pretty smart play, but FaZe obviously getting an advantage early. 1-0. AK is going to come out, scout on automatic. And that's the only investment. That will delay when he can get an AWP in his hands. Guardian far back with a scout of his own, changing his position, and they're just having a little bit of a duel.
That one lonely scout now making a move over through CT spawn towards Long, where the bulk of the CTs currently are. There's 4 players here. This leaves just Kirishima alone on the B side of the map. Still 3 smokes at the disposal of FaZe. Going to start to be tossed in for the cross. Automatic is going to connect one shot. Loads of flashbangs. And a second. The terrorists are taking severe punishment on the approach, but sanity has resumed as Rain finds 4 with his AK-47.
Yeah, his head's on a swivel. Spinning around, finding all the opponents. A 2-0 lead now for FaZe, only losing Nico. Scout shots connecting, but not taking anyone down early. Automatic's going to go right back into the scout as well, as the rest of his team buys up. We'll see what FaZe has to play with. And yeah, this is great. Very quick sequence for Rain. Even able to get that 4th there as Flusha backs away while he tries to reload. Not a whole lot of weaponry for Cloud9 to fight with in that round, so nothing too crazy there. Automatic again peeking up towards mid. Guardian has an AK now. 2 MAC-10s on Adren and Olaf. Feels like Olaf on that Cash had probably his best performance of the majors so far. Unfortunately, it's almost overshadowed by the weird nature of that comeback and just how flat FaZe felt when they had so many chances to close it out.
Yeah, I think it's definitely fair. If the match had have ended sort of 16-4, 16-5, we'd all be talking about how great Olaf was and how excellent FaZe looked. Instead, it has been somewhat tarred by that T-half, which was, as we said, pretty shambolic towards the end. But that's all in a distant memory. FaZe got the win. That's all that counts. Bit of a heartbreak for Cloud9 getting so close yet so far. And now they have to try and repel this push with over a minute to play with just 2 smokes and a flashbang. In terms of the firepower, it's not fantastic either. Scout for Mass. As you highlighted, with Automatic going in for an early scout, he's on another one now. He did land a lot of shots in the previous round.
Cloud9 is running out of utility. They have a kid on Rush, who's all the way towards Long, so it can be difficult for that kit to get involved in the action. If he falls at long, there's no way to recover it. So much utility on FaZe, and they're going to turn this into a mid to B split. There's the smoke towards CT spawn. Both of them. Keo waiting for a timing, but there's no flash to send over. He's going to right damage straight. He's going to go back for more. Can't find a Dread. The MAC-10. Very mobile, and Zels is just waiting. He's got to bide his time, but Nico's already swung behind him, and Cloud9, they must save now. Flush on automatic, those mid-smokes just now fading as FaZe gets into the bomb site quick enough to utilize their cover. And all 5 players will live into the next round for the moment. Olaf is on the hunt.
As Elsis felt a little bit like a deer caught in the headlights, just stuck in the middle of the site, players all around him. Oh, didn't see that shot, but it looked like it was through the wall in the head of Guardian from Automatic, from CT Spawn.
We were laughing a little bit last night, having a chat, some of us at the end of the day, about defending the B bomb site, because this is what us Counter-Strike nerds talk about at the end of a long day of Counter-Strike. We just discuss more CS. And how much it sucks being the B defender during a mid-split, because, you know, Zels is anchoring that, and you know at some point there's going to be a hit through those B tunnels. You don't obviously know if it's going to be 2 people, if it's going to be 3 people, or if it's just going to be the one that it was in this situation. So it's really, really difficult to choose where you want to do your aggression, especially when you have no utility, because frequently we'll see those 2 B defenders, the anchor and the rotator, if there is a mid to B split, if those smokes come up, they'll wait to have some kind of a timing of a flashbang over the wall, and they'll both fight mid together, and just live or die by the results of that one, because that way at least you're not sitting and waiting for a pinch.
Is going to give it a second chance. I think Nico got killed just behind him. Taking those bullets, a meat shield for Guardian to strike, and I suppose on a map like Dust 2, you want your AWPer to be the man.
Automatic wanted that gun so bad. He does get it, but he's so close to death. Flash around this corner. Oh, doesn't even matter. Great headshot from Adren.
Headshot for Adren, going to cost him 96 health, but elsewhere Olafmeister catches a pixel of Flush's head protruding over the top of Short. Not able to capitalize on it. FaZe turning the heat up once more. Through T-Spawn will come Olafmeister to join the rest of his team on long. There is just the one player up there, that's going to be Flusher with his AK-47. They don't really have a great amount of nades either, no smokes in play for Cloud9.
Yeah, just a huge advantage. And now Adren with low HP is going to stay back in the pit with the AWP just to make sure no one can peek upon his teammates as they crouch up. And here comes the hit. It should be pretty overwhelming.
Flush is going to have to dip out of there. There's so many Molotovs. He went into another one. He just can't catch a break, but it's going to find some spray. Lands 2 kills. How is he still alive? On 16 health, he's done so much work by himself. Unbelievable. And he's picked up another one. What?
Just when you said he couldn't catch a break, Flusha gets the gift of, I don't know, VIP armor, missed shots, rubber bullets, take your pick. But for whatever reason, FaZe just carpet bombed that bomb site, and it's perfect. This is exactly what they want. He's out in the open, and he's committed to a spray because he knows he's going to go down, and somehow no one from FaZe can land the kill. Which is so weird, because normally when you look at this FaZe roster, you'd say the one thing they'll never have an issue with is actually fragging somebody.
It's Nico's turn this time with the AWP. Had the better of the spawns between him and Guardian. And the position he died in last round, he's going to make work for himself. Now they're going to trade back again. Here comes a run boost into mid. No one's home anyway for the CTs.
It's Rush who's picked off twice at that long corner, even with a Molotov in towards the cave.
Sorry, I'm still somewhat like speechless and Flusher surviving that round. I was so caught off guard by that.
I feel like Flusha is the only person in this game who would have survived in that scenario. Everyone else would just get eliminated. Great flank from Keo and Zelsis. They both pushed into upper dark. And now Keo down to lower, might be able to find Olafmeister, who's not aware. And Trent's going to catwalk with the bomb so they can combine. He's given up his position. Flusha with the peek. He knows they're going to look towards lower. He takes that chance. The bomb is down by Xbox, and Zelsis is flanking around top mid. FaZe might not have any idea what's about to hit them because Zelsis... Oh, Guardian! Of course! He keeps his wits about him, and that was such a dangerous element of this round, and FaZe are going to get away with it.
Automatic's going to bide his time. He doesn't want to give his position away. He knows if he wants to win this round, he's going to have to come off the back of a flank, but Olof is a step ahead of him, throws the Molotov behind, and even though Olof's life is forfeit, he will take Automatic with him. And with that passage of play, FaZe should be able to move forward to a 4-1 lead.
I can't believe that FaZe was ready for all of those flanks. There are about 3 separate flanks in this round. All of them could have proven deadly. All of them could have won the round for Cloud9, and FaZe just barely gets away. Guardian with, what, 1 HP? Watching the walk through suicide, and that's just incredible. Olof as well, the Molotov on the back of Cat for Automatic, the follow-up flank, and Flusha just probably felt so close to turning that round and just never given an ample opportunity. 4th round for FaZe, and a reset of the economy of Cloud9, so a chance for FaZe to start building up a pretty decent lead. And Cloud9 simply, I mean, we saw an incredible comeback. You can't imagine that's going to happen twice. Cloud9 cannot afford to go into a huge deficit into the second half.
Here's the player, Guardian just watching behind. Spins across to Zelsis. What an integral kill that was.
What a baller.
He's had quite the tumultuous time of majors, of course.
Yeah.
So he is desperate for FaZe to make the legend spot to get to the top 8 positions. I mean, from there, it's just a whole new ball game. Each best of 3 will take it at a time. Gives them more time to get some tactics implemented. You never know.
No, I think that they brought it up on the desk before that first map, is that it's obvious that FaZe is going to have to make some short-term sacrifices for a better situation long-term, which is starting to build, you know, a tactical base and a structure that you can kind of work with. That's just where the meta is kind of heading, and this idea that you can just be superstars and out-aim everybody. The skill of individuals has, the gap in that is closed, so you can't get away with that anymore, as has been obvious for quite some time with this FaZe roster. But there are going to be your difficult moments. There are going to be the games where you kind of struggle trying to change the way you think about a round, think about a situation in more team-based terms. And I think that is kind of some of the issues, some of the struggles we've seen with FaZe. Not all of them.
Well, speaking of FaZe, they are going to be making a move now through tunnels. There isn't anyone on the B side for Cloud9. They only have the one AK-47 to play with anyway. The 30 seconds. Going to need to start to make a move sooner rather than later. Plenty of grenades though. 4 Molotovs, 3 smokes, a ton of flashbangs. Now only walking in to Zelsis, who does get an insta-dink off, but he's actually only got the USP. They'd have loved to have Flusher in this position right now. Could have done some real damage. Rush has gone down as he tries to wrap around through tunnels, and now Flusher has moved into position. He also has a kit, but there's no chance of a clutch, so he's going to back away. Nearly gets winged on his way out, but he's going to be able to survive for the time being.
Zelsa's going to get into a position to try and take a gun away, and I don't know if Nico's going to have any idea. I wonder who's going to hear the other first. Zelsis now far away, and he's going to be free statist. Take it all back.
Just escapes somehow. 27 health. If he survives out this round, I don't even know what's real anymore.
Why does that have to happen? Yeah, I mean, no one's going to chase him. They don't care if he has the USP, right? So he was going to survive. So yeah, a little bit crazy. 1 to 5, Cloud9 needing to mount a small comeback for the moment, but that could change very, very quickly. Guardian with an AWP. Still. And now we're going to see Automatic get one of his own. Light armor and 1 flashbang to work with. We saw him challenging with the Scout earlier. Now that the AWPs are out, I don't think he's going to want to do that. That's a big risk in CT mid. Indeed, he's just going to go towards long, where they've suffered some early casualties a couple times. Guardian looking for any information of who's jumping across, and ooh, picking up the pace. So good in this position against complexity. It continues here. Keo peeks right into it. Thought that smoke would save him, but Nico knew exactly how to use it.
Yeah, this really the map against complexity in their previous best of 3 where Nico came alive. He was going absolutely huge. Zelsis has been caught. Olofmeister going to eviscerate his head. And with that, FaZe Clan will take over B site and get a 6-1 lead. I don't really see the CTs going for this. Flusher was just kind of caught out in the open, kind of has to commit fully. But he's found himself Guardian. I wonder if that baits him into going in, because there's 2 terrorists actually away from the B site as it stands.
I don't think he could have possibly known that Olaf would just be in the B tunnel to flash thing out. He's got to find Olaf, misses the mark. And there was probably a world where if he had known the position, he just smokes the bomb and goes for the defuse and just kind of lives or die by the attempt. He's had a tumultuous time with defuses. Maybe a little bit, you know, not even wanted to mess with it at this point.
Yeah, the round on Cash is still
was a simple round from FaZe. That opening kill from Nico, it's just the only winning factor that as Automatic tries to save is off. He's going to go down after killing 1, but that's just FaZe saying, okay, we took out Keo very, very quickly early on in the round. He's the B rotator. There's only 1 player left defending this B bomb site. And just, I mean, there was a smoke down, so you never really know if maybe 3 crossed, but you take that risk, you take that educated guess. And obviously, if they were able to exploit the fact that Zelsis was all in his own. 6-1. Again, Cloud9 out of money and no guns saved means they don't have anything to fight with. Just a couple HE grenades, few upgraded pistols, and a flashbang on Keo.
No smokes for the cross means that Zelsis has had his kneecaps blown off. He's down to 29 on the approach to B. There is a flashbang on the utility belt collectively for Cloud9, but that's all. Aggression from Rush. He's pushed up on long, but he's pretty much by himself. As both Zelsis, in fact, pardon me, Kiyashima and Flusher are making a move on A. So it's going to be a fairly uneventful round you'd have to expect from Cloud9's perspective, unless FaZe start to make a move on the A side. That's where things could get a little bit interesting, because Keo's got a Deagle over there, and Flusher has a P250. He's got a flashbang as well, so just Molotoving to the top to make sure there's no Deagles on that box. The same position you'll see Orpus sit on, take the shot, then drop down to CT spawn. It's kind of a systematic shutdown of the map again from FaZe. It's not the most exciting of rounds, but it's efficient.
Also just making sure they're not taking any damage, any unnecessary losses, or getting themselves in a sticky situation. They're all going to readjust to the B bomb site. Nico can hold the mid flank if you'd like. Just straight walk out door. They hear the footsteps from Celsius. He gets picked off again. Just a few rounds ago, Guardian put in chat, why did you kill me out of the 3 people that were there? And it just happens twice.
So a solid feels bad man, but at least FaZe are going to get a 7-1 lead, so he can feel comfortable, rest assured in the fact that his team is off to a cracking start on their T-half. In the back of their minds, though, they'll need to put away the very close comeback from Cloud9.
That'll be the real test, because, I mean, listen, that sloppy half of Cash and the weird mistakes aside, that was such a sick performance out of FaZe to get up to, what, 15-4, I think it was?
Yep.
And you know, YNK said in the interview we should have closed it out way earlier, and it looks like FaZe is going to be able to rack up a pretty big scoreline in this first half, and we'll see if they have that ability to close it out, because that's going to be, you know, you have to be able to do that, especially moving into the playoff stage, where the teams are going to be, you know, a little bit more difficult, I mean, Cloud9's had some issues, they have new rosters, they have a new player. Once you get to these teams, they're going to be settled in their lineups for some time. They're going to be much harder to put away, so you need to take every opportunity you can. Olaf going to stand in the flames, but Rush was eliminated by Nico doing just that a few rounds back, and he's going to delay a little bit longer.
Always helps when you have multiple AWPers on your team, so it depends on the spawn position. So many can go for that early peek, whiffing on the run boost a little bit.
Yeah, they need to go back and practice that one.
But the other part of it as well, Jason, is if you remember back on Cash, it was the CT side where they posted up that ridiculous half. It was the T side when they had to engage and they had to be the ones taking initiative that it kind of struggled a little bit. So you'd have to think that if they can get a really solid T half here, they are in really great shape.
I've said this before, I think this happens to be one of the more difficult CT sides in all of Counter-Strike.
Ooh.
So, I mean, it can be difficult when they switch over. Cloud9 can do a very similar thing to them. It's not always easy, especially when it comes to communication, teamwork, and rotations, and theory crafting. All of things that we've seen FaZe kind of struggle with at times through various times in this lineup's history. Nico's waiting. Olaf just straight up took a one-on-one with Zelsis, and it seems like FaZe is more than willing to go test the youngster, see how he holds up. Nico's waiting for his timing to peak, but that's a teammate smoke, and that might piss him off.
Yeah, I was about to say, it was like he was waiting to peek once Flusher had made more of a move backwards, and the smoke's not even that good. There's a big gap in the right-hand side. You can see it, Nico was desperate to get out there and start fragging.
What a riveting round Nico's had.
Just sat in smokes the whole time.
Standing in his smoke in a corner for a minute. Oh, he's going to get a chance on Flusher. He's found that. He's rewarded for his patience. Chance to be picked off. But Automatic backs away. Doesn't want to lose the op. Keo might not even take this fight. He doesn't want to lose the M4. There's great shots from both to at least keep guns alive. But they have to start fighting for rounds. This is getting too far out of their reach.
Yeah, that's the problem. We've reached the part now where keeping your economy and keeping weapons, it's only half the struggle. It's about round wins at this stage. That's the only currency that matters. At the top of the screen it reads 8-1 in favor of FaZe Clan. 3 players going to cross to B, one of which is going to be Automatic, just peering into mid, hoping he can get the opening pick. A lot of the first kills have been going the way of FaZe, whether it be up long, whether Guardian has done a bit of damage chipping across on the B site, and then Olaf's finished off the rest. It's been a sad day on Dust 2 for Cloud9 so far.
Nice nade. Soften up Nico. Maybe just temper him a little bit, make him more passive. Guardian half blind from that flashbang is going to miss the shot. But at least Cloud9 has sustained into the mid round. Automatic blind as well, going to be forced into CT spawn, and Nico's on the hunt. He's going to continue being aggressive. He might just turn that corner. There's Flusha. He's out in the open. He's dropped. Frustrating times are just trying to rotate into a stronger position or a safer position, and Nico's not going to let it happen. I was wrong. That HE grenade did not temper Nico's aggression whatsoever.
Yeah, just feeling that confidence again. FaZe are in such fine form, and it doesn't seem like Cloud9 have any answers. They have no way of stopping the onslaught. Automatic going to be a beacon on the A side of the map for Cloud9. If he can get himself a couple of kills on the approach, maybe this is doable. But you expect with all these nades, he's going to be flashed out before he can really do anything.
Well, Rush has to come back to help him. It's way too difficult to do this with just one player. So Rush is going to leave long, which will open it up for a drop, but there's no smoke, no flashes in Automatic space. He's handling it fine, looking for the drop. There's the repeat. They don't punish him. 8 seconds on the clock. Now he's in the smoke. He's going to stop this again. A great sequence from Automatic. Rush chiming in with 1 kill. But that is all the op of Automatic, and Adren can't do anything.
And the worrying sign for Cloud9 is, yes, they've got their second round, but you can't expect that Automatic's going to pull out a 3K solo hold every round. FaZe Clan, up until that point, have just been looking great across the map, but let's see, maybe that's the moment where they just get a bit inspired and wake up.
Here's the thing, and this strategy, it's Adren's job to push out long and eliminate those players on that railing. He should be out there fighting Automatic, but he obviously has to take a little bit of time and caution just because there could be a long player. He doesn't know if Rush is still out at long. Without that information, he just was a little bit slow on the draw, on that push. And again, Zelsis is, I mean, fair play, one of the most, the ultimate legend in Olaf Meister against a guy playing in his first major. I think we'd all kind of take Olaf Meister in that battle any day. Automatic's got to get aggressive to try and even out the player count. A chance here against Guardian, just barely misses the pixel.
Yeah, the rush play was certainly not what Cloud9 were hoping for, just walks into his death after they'd already conceded Zelsis' life. After getting a round on the board, resetting your loss bonus, this is really the worst turn of events for Cloud9. This is FaZe Clan now. They're eyeing up a phenomenal half. At least 10 rounds. Could be a lot more than that, though.
I don't know if there's time for this, but Cloud9 needs to make an adjustment. What you need to do for at least 1 round is go send Automatic towards the B bomb site. If Olaf is just going to take that fight in the halls, just put Automatic there with an op. That's the exact fight an opper would love. If Automatic wins that, then all of a sudden Olaf is going to have to second guess when he takes that fight, because he's going to say there could be an op here. They've been able to do that. And you at least stop him from just being so confident in dry swinging on Zelsis.
Bomb has been planted.
Nico's found some prey, but bit off more than he could chew. Rusher's going to punish him. I don't think they're really in a position to feasibly go for this retake.
No, they're not, but they're in a position to go for weapons at the very least. Russia's going to go through that Molotov. Guardian doesn't expect that, but Russia equally does not expect Olaf to be there. Salvage the AWP. Keo and Automatic going to be heading towards T-spawn to try and save their weaponry. Still an AWP in the hands. Automatic and Keo will be able to drop some weapons over, and they'll have to, because they have to fight for rounds. They can't afford to sit these rounds out when you have a chance of investing in some rifles. Flusha will be stuck on a UMP.
I mean, surely around this time is where a timeout needs to be called for Cloud9. Just stall things out, just talk it over, as you say, make an adjustment, just anything.
It might be, but we have to remember as well, Cloud9 usually having a coach behind them is not able to do it at this major. As in order to have this roster work, they had Zelsis signed up as the coach. So I guess the thought process might be, since we don't have a coach who's going to give us any new ideas, why take the time out? But I agree, they can still be useful. Just to take a breather. At the moment they're just being blitzed by FaZe over and over. This might be the switch. Instead of Automatic at that B-bomb site, Kiyoshima a little bit more experienced to take that fight.
This time Cloud9 not going aggressive through the likes of Long, or peeking too hard on the B side. This is a position I was talking about earlier, when the Molotovs came into play in that round 2. Automatic can go for the shot and pull back. It's the same Molotov again, and it does spread to Automatic, so he's not going to have any impact. It forces him away, gives Catwalk control across the FaZe clan, which they can look to pivot off when they choose. They can either go for that set play that we saw earlier, and to be fair, Automatic destroyed them last time around, but this time he's taking a bit more of an aggressive play and actually drops down. I'm not sure if that was intentional. He didn't see anybody. Either way, there's 35 seconds left here, Moses, and there are so many grenades at FaZe Clan's disposal.
They have pretty much the whole map open to them. They can. It looks like they might want to fake an A hit and execute a mid to B split. Nico's going to come out mid, 20 valuable seconds. And actually, no, they're just going to head up towards the A bomb site. They could choose to drop. Rain's going to choose that. Automatic doesn't realize it fast enough, but it's just the deagle. What can you do with that? Rain's got a great angle on towards Rush, and Nico's going to be there to cut off rotations, and Zelda has no idea. He's got to be so frustrated in this game so far. Nico and Olaf really giving him a lesson. Welcome to the pros. And FaZe have an 8-round lead.
106 ADR to Nico. Last time he played Dust 2, he was a monster, and he is continuing that form. Rest of his team helping him out. Interestingly, Guardian's not really had much of an impact with the AWP. Hasn't really been required a great deal, but only has 4 kills with 3 assists. For a second, I thought he was going to drill one of his teammates in the back of the head, but manages to miss out on that one.
That would have been awesome. I would have really enjoyed seeing that.
Just after I'm saying, yeah, he's not really had an impact on his teammates, of course.
Just bangs him out. Well, Cloud9, this is the last save that you get to have. What was the first half on Cash? It was 12-3?
Yes. I believe so, yes, 12-3. And then, obviously, FaZe won the second pistol. They got to 14.
Let's not talk about what happened after the first.
Then we'll just pretend that they finished it.
Half. Yeah. That's Nico looking for some eco frags. The B-bomb site is lost. Cloud9 can't fight for this round. It's all about seeing if you can grab an AK-47 for the next round. Anything you can salvage and bring forward is valuable. And you might as well go for it, because you don't have anything invested here. Nico pulls them into the waiting arms of Adren. I don't think they'll be able to get away with the AKs that they'd like.
It's been a bit of an anticlimactic second map. I really thought after Cloud9 nearly took us to overtime that they would be coming out and swinging with FaZe Clan, but props to FaZe as well for being able to just settle themselves and not get too carried away by what nearly was a ridiculous choke.
Yeah, what I'm happy about is that we're seeing a good level of FaZe in these games. I think he's just trying to fake the defuse, trying to pull someone back, but no one is baited by that. Just the fact, I mean, yeah, the second half on Cash, that was not pretty. But the first half was awesome out of FaZe. They just dismantled Cloud9 in every way, and it showed a good level of preparation, showed a good level of individual skill, showed a good level of coordination between the individual players on FaZe. Obviously, the inability to close it out is, you know, make from it what you will. And here on Dust 2 doing the exact same thing, just showing that, you know, they've prepared well, they know what they're going up against, and they're just kind of executing their game plan properly. They haven't had to adjust or adapt too much. But as we've seen from so many teams, NIP, even Cloud9 to a degree, now FaZe, building into this event. It is a long 3-week event. And, you know, remember London, top of the group stage, got destroyed once the playoffs came. You have to build into this at your own pace and kind of peak at the right moment. And as long as FaZe can get there, I think we could see a pretty dangerous team come playoffs.
Let's see if they can close this one out quicker. Learn from the cash performance towards the end. As you say, CT side can be very difficult for teams to get a stranglehold over their economy. Utility is so important, but of course AWPs are too. The most expensive of the weapons that you're typically going to see. Automatics can use that smoke to his advantage, but Guardian, lightning fast with the AWP shot. Dismantles the long control. That's the second player that's fallen for Cloud9. 45 seconds left. Flusher finds himself Olofmeister, able to trade across to the AK-47, and maybe, just maybe, Cloud9 have something in store for us. Maybe they can finish this half strong. 4 rounds would not be great. It would not be the end of the world. But the two-player stack are both CT and Box. They're playing this one slowly because they're working off this rotation. T-Spawn is going to have Zelsis making a move around again. The question is, can he get there quick enough to stop this from coming into play? No. Nico's going to be able to get the bomb planted. Guardian finds Kiyoshima, and Zelsis will be able to take down Guardian, but the damage is being inflicted. Nico's landed a beautiful one-tap onto Zelsis, leaving it in a one-on-one. Flusher against Nico. Nico's trying his best, but Flusher holds on for dear life, and Cloud9 will get a third round.
Yeah, that's rough for Nico. Ooh. You do love to see that, even at 11-2. Wow. This is why we like Flusher.
Even switching out guns.
I love everything about that. Even playing with the defuse, which, you know, sketchy. Would be straight banter if you just let go of it right at the end and then got back on it. I was gonna say something. Yeah, 11-3 in the favor of FaZe. Oh, I was gonna say it's just unfortunate for Nico. He has to take that battle out towards long when he's getting shot at, and he just has to fight in the flame. So HP is so low, so tough for that one-on-one. It's a classy replay. We're all about the fun and the BM here at IEM Katowice.
I mean, he was even BMing the BM. He wasn't even shooting Nico. He was shooting to his left-hand side.
It's carving it like a chalk outline, like one of those old, like,
yeah,
detective noir.
the crime scene.
Yeah.
The troll in full effect. Meanwhile, this buy is looking a little bit sketchy. 2 FAMAS's MP9. Flusher, of course, saved the AWP from the previous round. Curious if he'll drop that across to Automatic. Oh, they've actually got double AWP set up, pardon me. So Automatic does have one of his own. Just picked it up from the ground. Nico takes a lot of damage for not much in return, so he's down to 44.
Don't think he does that if it's like 6-6.
Yeah, that's a fair point.
Obviously feeling pretty confident, pretty comfortable. His teammates haven't had a whole lot of issues taking their fights as well. Kiyoshima's put back to 8 HP in mid. Automatic's gonna find that opening pick onto Rain. That's from CT middle over the smoke. And all of FaZe is just being patient. Nico's still in T-spawn. He's got an AWP. He can swap that out last round of the first half. You can swap that out for an AK-47 if you'd like.
I mean, this really has been the standard strat from FaZe. It's been pretty slow. It's been pretty steady. I haven't seen too many rushes or aggressive plays. Trying to draw as many nades as possible, but that slow peek from Guardian, he's going to yield a kill towards Cloud9. Nico is going to try and pick up the pieces, but Flush has now moved to that secondary position. There's also a player behind the staircase. Flush has been spotted. Oh, but still gets the kill on Nico.
think Nico is trying to get the headshot. He's trying to figure out the exact angle to find a quick kill. Flash over the smoke. Adren's got to fight from 2 different angles. He's forced automatic back. And it's Flush on the other corner. 2 AWPs. He's got 1. There's the nade. He dodges that as well, but he can't dodge Kiyoshima. 11-4 half in the favor of FaZe. They started out quick. Cloud9 scraped together the last 2 rounds. They have another big comeback to make, and we'll see if they can do it. Stay with us. One half away from Olaf Meister reaching every single major top 8. This one was the most in question, and he's somehow found himself knocking on the door one more time. Him and FaZe Clan have an 11-4 lead over Cloud9. It would have to be another miraculous comeback from C9 if they want to force a third map.
It sure would, but we've already discussed that the T side of Dust 2 can be a pretty rewarding half if you can keep the economy low. First order is this pistol round, though. Nico's going to find himself 3 heads bobbing up and down in tunnels. Not able to land on any of them, but at least information gathered. Going to start to push through mid. Rain is looking. Nico, double team from Kiyoshima plus Zelsis, but it's Kiyoshima that gets the last hit in. This does open up an avenue of aggression towards the A side, where Adren is laid away. He's already picked up 2, looking for a third, but Kiyoshima takes it away from him. Advantage now moves across to Cloud9. They've got to try and beat this rotation. Coming in from Rain, who can't stop this bomb from being planted for the time being, but may get the play on the cross. Insta headshot onto Kiyoshima, and now Rain is looking for 2 more. He doesn't have the kit currently. moving over, just checking all of his angles. He knows one player is now down in ramp. Long range with the USP. This is going to be a rough ask, especially considering that Rush was right next to him. And Cloud9 do take down the second pistol. This is now doable.
Yeah, Rain jumps down because he wants to go get the kit. He realizes he has to have that if he wants to win the round, and he has no idea where that second player is. So Rush, just really good movement to move right underneath the bomb site. An angle Rain's not expecting whatsoever. 5-11, Cloud9 at least getting started on the right foot. Investment as well for FaZe in this second round. 2 scouts picked up, upgraded pistols around them. There's an early peek towards doors, and automatic forces that away.
It's being exchanged, but no real ground has been covered just yet.
It's going to be... I'm excited to see what kind of style Cloud9 comes out with. You remember from the T side on Cash, it felt like their faster tactics worked way more than their kind of slower, typical style out of Cloud9. FaZe was more than content to just kind of sit back and watch that happen and let him stumble into the crosshairs in the late rounds. Dust 2 is a map where you can mix in a lot of different fast and slow strategies with success.
Pop Flash completely destroys Olofmeister. Now Flusher did probe onto A earlier and found out that the scout was there. Just tagged up through the smoke. Onto Rain. Onto Kiyashima, pardon me. It's Rain that gets taken down courtesy of Kyo. That's pretty much the round summed up. They're going to try and save CZ and Armor on Adren, and the scout for Nico does give them something to play with in the round coming up. And they're also going to take another couple kills out of this. Automatic and Flusher get caught. Could be costly.
Yeah, it's costly. Not a huge deal, though. It's just the MAC-10. It'd be obviously way worse if it was an AK-47. But Keo, Zelsis, and Rush are kind of put on notice. Zelsis might go for a bit of a hunt just because he's got full HP and he's got the MAC-10. So again, if he loses that, it's not like they're getting some weapon that can change the tides of the round. Celsius heading towards long. The shadow gives him away, and he wants to back off, but Adren just keeps up the pressure. This is the AK, but Adren doesn't turn the corner. No knowledge that Kiyoshima is there, so a sigh of relief from C9 and Kyo as he lives to fight another day. But they close the gap, 6-11, and no buy can come in this round from FaZe. That's going to come a little bit later due to the second round investment, and all of a sudden this can be a very close half pretty quick. One gun round win, and Cloud9 is very much right there within striking distance.
Yeah, that's why we were kind of touching on it earlier, that if Cloud9 can finish the half, even though it was a horror story, if they can finish the half with a couple of round wins, it does give them something to play off. It does give them a chance at bouncing back. Nade damage is significant though on the approach. Automatic takes it straight to the face. Now Adren with a MAC-10, able to spray in, but only gets 1 kill for his troubles. Rush is down to 3, Automatic down to 50. So they are in the range of the USP and the scout. Rush gonna go for the plant. There's no grenades. FaZe would love to have a HE or 2 at this stage, or a Molotov. Boosting over is not really yielding too much, as Kiyoshima's playing passive at the back. Not going to give anything away. Nico going in first with the scout. Can he land some majestic shots? Oh my goodness! The shot to Rush is sublime, but it's not going to be enough to yield the round more than likely. Looked absolutely disgusting, but in the grand scheme of things won't change a great deal for Cloud9. Olofmeister can't get his hands on the scout, can't get his hands on any of these AKs, but Nico, that was filthy, mate.
That was pretty dirty. You don't see that every day. Still a 4-round lead for FaZe. Double op setup coming out immediately. And with the fact that they didn't have a stellar economy and they invested in that second round, this pretty much puts them on empty in terms of their money. So Cloud9, if they win this, a reset on FaZe could be huge. Rush peering down mid, but he's not looking for the cross. He's just looking for someone to come in towards lower B. Automatic wants to take that fight. Flashbang comes out. He grabs the angle again. Gonna go for a timing, and he just barely missed it. Nico had just walked past his scope, his crosshair, and Adren already in pit knows that that smoke at the corner is doing nothing. It's not giving anyone any availability. Look at the setup for FaZe, though. This is designed to just obliterate a mid to B split. Guardian with the op on mid pulls them in towards Rain, and Olaf watching tunnels. And it looks like with Flusha having the bomb outside of B, that looks like their Cloud9's exact plan is a split towards that B bomb site as soon as they make presence at A.
Has come to a bit of a standstill though. Haven't fully pushed out of catwalk to try and draw any grenades, but here we go. This is the play you were highlighting. The B split. Already getting some presence down with a couple of smokes. Locking off the CT side. Rain up on the scaffolding. He's going to look to try and pincer as many players as he can. Olofmeister's AUG is all too strong, and it's going to be almost a clean sweep for FaZe. Although Automatic did just take down Olofmeister, Guardian missed one too many shots with his AUG. With that smoke, he could maybe try and get his hands on the bomb. He's done just that. And also lands a shot into Guardian. This is now getting really costly for FaZe Clan.
He's never going to expect Adren to be this close. Nico's going to call out the cross, so Adren will creep ever closer. Automatic taps the bomb. No one is even within position to hear it. Nico's still so far back, being cautious, but he just... Oh, Automatic! That is incredible!
Oh my god.
I cannot believe he's able to do that. Nico played it perfectly just until the end. Too far away to really even hear that fake, but the fact that he goes up towards window, Nico never expected that, and what a reaction over towards Adren. FaZe played that so well, they had everything.
And what about that as well? It's such an integral, important moment in this match. You touched on it earlier. The economy for FaZe, if they lose, is broken. Automatic comes out with the godliest of plays, and now FaZe are in a half buy. That 11-4 lead has been cut into pieces.
That's, yeah, just that one miraculous, one incredible effort from Automatic. And all of a sudden, Cloud9's right here, 8-11, a real chance. Just pistols for FaZe, and all of a sudden we have a game, and all of a sudden if you're FaZe, you gotta be thinking, oh no, not again.
Yeah, here we go again, at least. This time, they're not on 15 rounds. This time, Cloud9 can surpass them. It's not playing for overtime now. Cloud9 could just straight up overtake and take map 2. FaZe are in real trouble. This is 4 rounds in a row. It's been very comfortable overall for Cloud9 apart from that clutch. Double smoked across. Only one player has head armor, and that's Adren, so most of these are going to be in the range for Flusha to just melt through with the Mac-10.
He's being quiet. I have no idea that he crossed. That's a big fight to win for Adren, but Flusha with that position is just too strong and Automatic. Still just raining down death from afar. He does fall. I don't think Flusha can get there in time. Not exactly, yeah. It's not even close enough to attempt it. Automatic has plenty of money to rebuy. Just 2 rounds away now for C9.
Have to keep morale high here, FaZe. They've got 2 ops in play once again. Second time we've seen this on the CT side. Still at a loss for words for just how good that Automatic clutch was. He's going to be standing on a Molotov, and that's actually gone deeper, so he's going to lose more health as a result. They want to push out the front way. So nearly 3/4 of his health is gone, just off the basis of that Molotov. So worth for FaZe. Of course, they have no idea of knowing it was that brutal for him.
I still can't believe he won that clutch.
If Cloud9 win from here, that surely has to be said. Probably the moment.
What a god-tier clutch from Dren. Off angle in the pit. No chance for backup. Converts onto the second. That's Rush. Nade's gonna come out. They finish him off, but at what cost? 4 on 3. There's a minute to play with, and they now have long control. Olaf's gonna start pushing into upper dark, so he's clearing out half the map. This is gonna start shrinking things, and Cloud9 now on a timer.
Clock becoming more and more impactful as each second passes. 40 seconds now. Cloud9 don't really have too much of the name. They're starting to get long presence, but once again, there's going to be a rotation from the CTs. This Olofmeister may not be required if Nico continues to land shots with his AWP. Flusher going to try and make a move up catwalk, try and catch the CTs as they're all focused long. Olof's gone in for another one, but FaZe are going to hold on their first round of the CT side, and they regain a 3-round lead as a result.
Yeah, they just stalled out a little bit too long to allow Olof to get in a position for that flank. And there's not a whole lot of cash on this team, despite the fact, I mean, Automatic wins that clutch, it resets the losing bonus, but this is tough. Excuse me, they didn't even have a losing bonus. They're just running out of money. Automatic the only one alive in that round. Rush has 7,000. He can drop, what, 2 AKs or buy one for himself and drop one? He's actually going to drop an AWP. So Cloud9 are going to invest in this round. This is massive. That might be the only weapon they bring into it. I'm really kind of curious because outside of this AWP, Flusha can get an AK, and that's about it. So I don't think if you're Cloud9 you want to bet the farm on a buy like that, but they're going to.
Uh-oh. This could be everything for this match. If Cloud9 lose this, FaZe could move up to 13-14-9 in the lead. At that stage, it may be too far gone. Cloud9 with a hugely important round coming up. They're going to have a double AWP set up in play, though. Flusher does pick up an AWP for himself. Tries to land the shot through the double doors. Not quite going to connect. But with a setup like this, it doesn't really afford you too many luxuries in terms of aggressive play. You're going to have to send your pistols in first, and any kind of engagement, they should be coming out second best. There's a flashbang into a peak, but Rain's been flashed twice. One of those was from the T's, one from the CT. This is now allowing the terrorists to start to swarm onto the site, but Rain comes through. Double spray, bomb's gone down. That's a body blow for Cloud9, with so much on the line for this round, and it's gone even worse. Flusher on the receiving end of a battering courtesy of Nico's AWP.
That's so smart from Rain, using the flashbang just to get into position for a follow-up flash from the B bomb site. He comes through, Tim is blind, and Rain gets a double spray down, and the two players trying to make it in. The bomb even being dropped in the open is just the cherry on top for FaZe. I can't believe Automatic even tagged Olaf on that jump. I don't know if it'll matter much. FaZe pretty spread out, though. Rain's still out at long. Nico at the railing of A. An Automatic. Do you have another one in you, sir?
Nope. That was a whole different ball game, though. More players to fend off against, no real control. FaZe Clan moved 4 rounds clear, and this is the nightmare. Cloud9 invested everything. They put all their chips on the table, said all in. It didn't work out for them.
No, not at all. It backfired. They didn't even get enough damage to really make that investment kind of, you know, really hurt the economy of FaZe building up. 21 kills for Nico, 20 for Adren. Rain wants this stat pad. He's going to try and catch up. Although he's forced away pretty quick.
Just by himself. They absolutely do not want to give them 4 across. Take any unnecessary risks. Keeping them at arm's reach allows Guardian to use his AWP to devastatingly strong effect. Just tag Flusher there as well. Indeed he did, partially through the door. Molotov out.
Flusha just daring it. How's Flusha winning a fight against the AWP at long range?
Oh,
and how's Kiyoshima done that? 2 block kills. It's not going to matter in the end, 14-9. I know Guardian doesn't have the greatest numbers. He's 12 and 16, but his AWP feels like it's in a pretty good place. Seems pretty accurate.
He's landing quite a few shots, isn't he? I mean, his ADR is pretty down there, only 62. That's nuts. Both players were tagged, though. Obviously, the Glock, not great against armor. Here comes another tactical timeout by Cloud9. They know this could be their last chance at this major. After this, it's going to be pistols or very low buy if they concede. FaZe Clan 2 rounds shy of securing their position in the top 8 of the major. 2 rounds shy of continuing Olofmeister's incredible streak.
That is a streak. That is, I mean, it is incredible to think about that. When everyone else has fallen by the wayside, missed some top 8s, Olafmeister's still here, still trucking. What a phenomenal career he's had in Global Offensive. Rush towards lower B. 9-14, Cloud9 just 5 rounds away from picking things up. They still have a chance to be able to win this in regulation. Olaf is playing the Eliminator of American Gladiators, and he's going to make it across.
Pretty obviously the crowd wants to see Victorious today. All FaZe, all day. Kiyoshima's going to take the brunt of the grenade damage, but everyone gets chipped a little bit. That's a money nade. Molotov just behind it's going to stall for a little while longer. Cloud9 need to make sure they don't all get clumped up here and lose map control as a result. Oh, Cloud9 are going all into this. There's no flashes there. Finally it comes out, but Rain's already struck for one. Nico is going to be able to get one as well. Oh, it's all coming apart. It's all coming apart at the seams for Cloud9. They're not going to get a single kill in the round, and FaZe have 6 opportunities to secure their position in the next stage.
And they're going to close it out quick. This is not the FaZe that we saw in Cash that's going to let this slip out of their hands. This FaZe is on point on Dust 2, and I think more importantly, this is a Cloud9 that doesn't seem like they really know how to penetrate this defense in any kind of meaningful way. Nice shots from Nico, very, very fast. I think this is where you have to start talking about Cloud9, this run in the major that they've had to get to this point. Going to be a lot of question marks on this lineup, not in terms of performance of who needs to stay and who goes, but just, you know, in terms of the Europeans, are they going to stay committed living in North America, competing in those leagues and divisions throughout the year? But this has been a, I think, impressive run from Cloud9 considering where they began in this event and how bad they looked early on. They really kind of grew up in the performances, the inspiring performances that Flush has had. I think there's a lot of positives that you can take away from this Cloud9 that has a relatively new roster in terms of Zelsis joining in, and Kiyoshima as well. Played with a completely different lineup just back in mid-December.
This could be it. Could be the final passage of Cloud9 in the IEM Katowice Major. Kiyoshima and Automatic gonna find one kill, but they don't have control of the bomb. Kiyoshima realizes they're gonna have to go back for this now. And in doing so, they have to go out into the open. Just about gonna get away with it, but Olafmeister's perched up. He is ready. He is waiting, willing, anticipating this push up tunnels. It should be a double spray. This should be all she wrote. And indeed it shall. FaZe Clan, they've really weathered through this stage, but they've got it done. They move to the top 8.
And so fitting, Olaf gets the last few kills there, the ultimate legend. He's made it to every single top 8 of every single major. And that was an impressive FaZe. Cash, they can talk over those mistakes, but this is much better than what they looked the other day. And we're starting to see some of the pieces forming, some of the pieces developing